Hey, what's up, Scott?
Hey, sorry, man.
Let me turn the volume up just a second.
So I hope we're
We
all.
are,
I hope we're all on the same link. Because Kai had created another one. Wow, what a lovely family you have! Holy cow!
we're all eating lunch. Look at this lunch, man.
Look at you guys.
Amazing.
Wow, that's a horn of plenty right there.
So yeah, this is the community meeting. Is that right?
Yeah, this is. Let me. I'm gonna try to get over there where they're over on Slack and basically make sure they have the right.
Scott, I want you to meet my wife. This is Kareen.
Hey, nice to meet you. Heard so much about you and your disdain for his beard.
Yes.
Scott was the one that hosted us all when we went to Knoxville. And just like
That's
that.
right. Yeah.
Totally amazing. Scott's incredible. Thank you so much.
It has been such a pleasure getting to know Luke. So it's great to see his people. Copy the invitation. All right. Copy meeting invitation. Let me go to Slack and say, here, there.
Yeah, I just used the one from the calendar I have.
This one. All right. Hopefully that'll get everybody there. Oh man, that didn't do it.
Awesome.
Try that.
See, this is how we need to do work, right? When the meetings can be had with the whole family and they want to participate, like why can't that be work?
Yeah. Yes. You know? Less stressful.
Less stressful, more fun, more inclusive.
Yeah.
Brings in the family. I sit up in my office all day. My wife brings me food. But why not, just come downstairs once in a while and have meetings with the kids.
Man, my kids are always involved in my meetings, so I don't get a choice in that.
All right, so the original link. So where was the original link shared?
Actually,
I got a link from my calendar. If there's a different calendar,
this is the link. Calendar.
635-772. I think that's what we're on, yeah. Hey, there's Kai. What up, Primo?
I think what happened.
Good? The little kids are in the house. Who's dabbing? Yo, who's dabbing? I remember you guys. What's poppin'? What is poppin'? Hey, dancing queen. Yeah, you guys were in the fire dance.
Mm-hmm.
I remember her. She all the time.
Wait, I remember her. She all the time calls me cute.
Yeah, you're so cute though. Why are you cute though?
More people.
Mm-hmm. There's Lorena and there's Max.
What are you guys eating?
We're having an amazing meal.
Croissant, salami, and grapes.
With some garlic stuffed olives, which are amazing.
Oh my god, insane, bruh. Send some over the Zoom, bruh. What's good? I was hungry. You guys are so busy chewing, man. It's so dope. Oh, he was actually so what a cool dude, man. What a guy. All right, that for you.
I don't get shy.
Yeah, you actually offered me some bread, bro. Good. Alright. So glad this came in. Sorry I'm late. All right, community, let's meet. Did you see my high kick? You guys see my high kick?
That's pretty good.
So, Kai, are you coming back out here to Puerto Rico at some point?
I think I'm supposed to be shooting you guys. I'm waiting to get back home.
I'm sorry, it lagged out a little bit. What'd you say?
Yeah, I was supposed to shoot you guys.
Yeah, I was
And
wondering, is
goes
that
down.
happening yet or still being determined?
I think it's still being determined.
All right,
Because
cool.
I just said I was going to be gone for a week. And I think the Bahamas is like kind of like top priority at the moment.
Bahamas sounds nice, yeah.
No, I
definitely
meant, no, not going to Bahamas, but like the Bahamas.
Right,
Like,
yeah. No, I mean, are you going to go there to actually be on the ground filming?
no, I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
Well, I'm not sure. I'm not sure, but I just know that that's the most important thing is to help that route. So I think everyone's being called to like help that way. And I think like the best way I can help is through KROWN. Y'all yeet, get ready to be bribed, son. I think, hey Luke, that organization that link where you can donate crypto, is that like a vetted organization? I think you were.
I mean, it's just one of many things that I've seen here. Yeah, I've actually got a couple different places that have, there's a website that actually vets nonprofits and then follows up with how they use the money and then scores them. And they have a page up for Puerto Rican donation opportunities. As far as like those that directly take crypto, I'm personally not too concerned with that because we can always do a conversion if needed to fiat. But I think, yeah, it would be great to just have, anybody saying, hey, let's pull some funds together and donate. I think that'd be great. And what I'm seeing, it's going to be a multi-year process. This isn't just like, hurrah, hurrah, get the money now. It's like we need, they're building for the next couple of years.
Yeah, or 3. Yeah, it's a lot of people, man. It's a lot of people that lost homes, right?
More than that, too. Are you in that WhatsApp group? Yeah, man, the stories are just incredible.
It's gnarly, the stories, right? But then, I just kind of been seeing everybody operating and seeing like, I got a boat here, I got a plane who needs a ride. Just like satellites being put, like, internet and, highly, insanely capable people that accomplish these kinds of things. Pretty phenomenal. Yeah, it's pretty inspiring. What up, dude? Yeah, I see you making eyes. Did you? What'd she say?
Monet said, tell them I turned 6. She just turned 6.
You turned 6. I'm gonna crown you. I just crowned you for turning 6. Happy birthday, girl. Wait, so now you're 6? You're like 6 times cuter. Why are you so cute?
I gotta get Monet an EOS account. Both Devin and Arya have EOS accounts. So we
Monet, okay. What would be her name?
You're gonna be Arya.
The real
Monet Stokes. Yours is what? Arya Stokes?
Arya.
The real Monet.
Your EOS account is different. Yeah, it might be one Arya Stokes 1.
Yeah,
that's what mine is for Luke.
What's her name? What's Monet's?
Stokes 1, and then what's yours?
Was it?
I think it's just Devin Stokes.
Yeah, Stokes.
I think it's just Devin Stokes. Is
Yeah,
that false? Yeah, yours is just Devin Stokes. And then we got to get one from Monet. She doesn't have one.
That's amazing. Can I send you guys some KROWN?
Yeah, send them some KROWN. You want some KROWN?
Yo, honey, big fifth.
I want some kid clothes.
We haven't done the kid.
Where you get? Yeah, KROWN for a croissant.
KROWN croissant.
Hey, these stickers are pretty fly. So good.
This is the queen croissant.
Oh my God, yes, fact, hashtag fact, dab for you, queen croissant, okay, why are you so cute? You've never even answered a question, man.
Nay.
So what's your normal schedule? This is, I think, my first community meeting. It always used to conflict with other meetings I had. So what do you guys normally do on these?
So what we did was marketing meeting is now the Tuesdays that used to be community meeting. And then Thursdays is now the community meeting so that we can actually have, the week and then invite community members to come on this one. So this works for you, Luke?
Yeah, this is, I mean, as of right now, I've got another meeting in about 20 minutes I got to get to.
Okay.
Other than that, and that's just not a recurring meeting.
Okay, I'll let Scott take it. I think Scott, have you been waiting? I'm going to let Scott lead this one.
Sorry guys, I was distracted for a minute, but I am back. How's everybody doing? Where's the rest of our crew? Where are Max? Where are your people at that are the San Diego crew?
I'm here.
They're here. Look, they're cooking and
you guys
are about to sneak out to take a poop.
I'm in charge of doing this.
Yeah, Trent's sneaking out to take a poop. And Max is trying to... Now he's trying to pretend he's not, but.
What's up, Trent?
Hey, Scott, let's go, man.
All right, Scott, I'll let you take it, man. I'm gonna mute myself.
Well, I don't have a clear agenda. Let me clear some space here. But the last time we went through this, we were going through a lot of the transition to what we were going to be, and we had a lot of questions about the website, and so I guess I want to move through it somewhat like that agenda of being like, okay, coming off that meeting and where we landed. I'm going to pull up our previous, and I wasn't here last week, so I'm not sure what all you guys went over last week in terms of just KROWN discussions.
Yeah, mainly marketing. No, we had Jem Trinidad from EOS Philippines come through, and she's super excited to learn what we're about. And then she got a bunch of her crew, seriously, from EOS Philippines to support KROWN and give recommendations. But yeah, I think people are giving recommendations to something they don't really quite understand. So we have to, I think, figure out a way to start getting the education kind of thing going. I don't know what anybody's thoughts on that are, but actually, I want to bring up a topic since Luke's here as well. We're about to have a meeting, obviously, with Walmart Labs, and to discuss, like, DAX and things. That if you guys have any thoughts and comments on that, that would be helpful. If you have any thoughts on some of the things that we could do for that meeting, just want to include you guys on that one.
Yeah, I'm excited about your guys' meeting. I would just say, the main thing is communicating the paradigm shift that we see coming, which is where customers, employees, and owners all become the same group of people. And just how those are lines of conflict right now, and we see those becoming more collaborative in the future instead of so much competition and fighting. There's going to be a lot more cooperation and collaboration because there's aligned incentives on every single piece of the system, the whole ecosystem. So it's like just kind of letting them know that's coming, I think is a really beneficial thing on their behalf to say, hey, look, this is what we see is happening. It's going to be very disruptive, and we want to give you an opportunity to at least understand it and participate in a very small way by some of these little pilot projects that we might be able to set up for you, and then go from there to say, look, this doesn't have to be this whole the new destroys the old or makes the old irrelevant, and you guys can evolve and adapt along with this and actually start co-creating with your customers, with your employees in a way that makes them, owners essentially.
Yeah. I think I noticed you do that in Tennessee, and I thought I really liked that you weren't really trying to sell anything. There's nothing to sell. There's just, here's the idea. It's actually a privilege for us to be here to educate you guys on, what's coming.
I mean, I think that especially for people that start off first, they completely don't know. So everything's a sales pitch when you go in and you have some new technology that you're trying to explain, and all we're trying to do is educate. And we did a really good job of not becoming a sales pitch with the Tombras people, and just staying with education, staying with the, you know, maintaining the momentum of excitement and saying like, we're real excited about this. And most people think, okay, great. Well, you know, here comes the place where they want me to invest, or here comes the place where they want us to sign on. And we never went there, because I have this idea that it's harder to change somebody's answer from no to yes than it is from no answer to yes. And so once you say, hey, are you ready to sign on? And they say, well, no, because we don't know enough. Well, then you've already got to know that you've got to change to a yes. A negative to a positive is further to go than from a neutral. And so the best thing you can do is say, we're not asking for an answer. We're just wanting you to take something away. And in that, we're going to give you value, because now you're going to understand an ecosystem that you didn't understand, and that you're going to understand us, that we're more passionate about, you know, more than just, you know, the bottom line, and just gathering investors just ad hoc. So yeah, I think the way that we established that in that meeting in Knoxville, of just saying like, we're here to educate, period. And then we can hang out and talk about how, yeah, other ways we want to change the world, and show our excitement and love for each other and our camaraderie and all that. I think it just builds, it builds the excitement about what it is we're doing. And that, I think, is really what's most important, is that people be excited, and that people see the excitement that we have for what it is that we're doing, our passion for it. And everything else, I feel like will come after that. Everything else will figure itself out.
Well, one of the things I was thinking about, because I get asked by EOSTAT community members and others, like, what is KROWN? What is KROWN? And I try to explain it as a community. You know, I try to explain it as a community building organization, but like maybe having that as a clear takeaway that gets repeated throughout the entire meeting. KROWN is this, KROWN is this, KROWN is this, KROWN is this.
Right.
You know, and whether it's a CSX, you know, whether you're promoting CSX or KROWN, whichever one you're promoting, just so it's clear.
CSX first, and then, you know, as one of the projects would be KROWN. Obviously, you know.
Yeah. So just like coming away with the meeting, that if they only took one thing away, they get your branding, and then when somebody asks them, well, what is that? They have a good, clean answer as to what it is.
Yeah. That's great. That's great.
You know, I think some of the
list.
I think some of the
Clever.
I think some of the real world things that are already happening is that increased user engagement, increased social engagement by people, that is then supported, and what do I want to say, that because we give people KROWN, and you're like, what are we giving them? You know, like, we're giving them an idea that they belong to something, this community. And how do they belong? Because they contributed. It's like, oh, you joined in the conversation, so we gave you, so you've been KROWN. Well, there's something very, like, I think, permanent about that it's like, you've been KROWN, you don't get uncrowned, you know, like you're then a part. And I don't know, there's something about that says you're a member of that community, more than, oh, you've received some money, you know, or currency, you know. It's not that. It's more like, you're welcome to the community. And you know, I had a friend yesterday that got on Telegram. His name is Seen, and he's in Jakarta. And we got to talking on WhatsApp. He was like, what are you doing? And I said, well, this is what I'm doing. And I showed him, you know, some of what the website and things like that and the videos. And he was just like, well, how do I get involved? And I said, well, go join the Telegram, and that'll be a good start. And sure enough, man, people showed up before I even got there. They had already, you know, been loving on him, and he was hitting me back.
That was love, right? Yeah.
You know, like, what's going on?
I was gonna write the joke yesterday.
I know.
Hey,
I'm like, I know it all feels just virtual, but the truth is that that's the way these people are in public. That's the way it is when we get together.
Yeah, a million. Well, it's gonna be something else for them. So obviously with the bribe thing that we've been talking about, obviously for a while, tested it a little bit. I've actually had people to donate. There was one person who donated to like 2 organizations when I put out like a little bribe to like proof of donation, and people donated. So I mean, even in that small community, just like a little a taste and a test of it seems to be working. And really what it is, it's an incentive for anybody. So it's like, you're going to earn crown to, I'm going to bribe people to really go and express themselves and make the content that's most meaningful to them. And then they can use whatever they earn from me to go bribe their community. So it's going to have, again, this kind of network empowering effect. And it'll be like a reverse of network marketing. And now instead of like paying to be a part of an organization, I'm paying them to go make content that's meaningful for them. So now it's really going to be a community of people that, at least this is sort of like through my work, but I think we're all going to do this. So, and it's going to be, it's like, empower yourselves and empower others. And when you receive crown, then give them away to your crowd and incentivize them. And so now we're going to have like the entire world doing this, crowning one another. And it doesn't have to be, and then you're really just going to prep every video and you're just going to, it's just, hey, this is crown powered content. Hey, this is crown powered content. Imagine if you have millions of people making crown powered content to the brand that we're growing, so to the brand that we're growing, this is going to grow essentially, but it's like individuals stepping in on their own, not like feeling like they're working for some brand. They're growing their own brands and growing this in exchange, but it will be like a more, it'll have a different kind of network effect. Like I said, it'll be like an ice bucket challenge on steroids.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I feel it's going to work, and it's just going to, it's just going to need that momentum. And so, have everyone make whatever they want to make. That's meaningful. And if the community wants to, you can take donations for crown. Hey, I'm going to make peace content for crown, and like, just, fun little bribes, like, in the space, like being silly, being goofy, like, anyway, that's it. I just want to make fun stuff.
Yeah.
That's for me, you know what I mean? But if someone wants to make like, other kinds of content, like go for it. Someone wants to make educational content for crown. Yeah. All the more power. So basically, because growth is going to be in content. We need content creators. Like, I feel like I want a community. Like, I mean, I wish, change my words. Like, I would love to see a community of creators and content creators and just like, empowered to make their own content and doing the same for others.
What,
what are your thoughts, Stu?
I was just thinking about that as far as like, Max, I'd be curious what your thoughts are on this. I don't know if you've seen PalNet or Steam Leo or like any of these other like Aces Net or whatever the heck it is. There's all these like Steam engine based front ends to the Steam blockchain that are popping up. And I think the Steam engine now supports EOS.IO based tokens. And it was just an idea. It might be interesting to have like an actual social media community platform that does reward directly via the voting algorithms that Steam has come up with, tokens that via Steam engine can be exchanged for crown directly on EOS.IO. So I don't know, just an idea to be thinking of. I know that, I just was thinking about that again today. I published something and I realized like, oh yeah, it's on Steam Leo, it's on PalNet, it's on steamit.com, it's on busy.org. It's on, we could actually potentially create one of those ourselves.
Hey, more tools the better. Because was thinking about a leaderboard. Like right now we have Bounty Block that can kind of all like any Twitter transaction I have goes on a chain. But like if basically it's being done manually and using where the eyeballs are at, right? Like it's using where the platform is at. We just really want to kind of unite the entire world, making crown content, crowning one another. And so it's the entire idea is to like have people empowering one another, which is going to be great. So I think that it's kind of like Steam, like, but without building a platform, because we're just going to use what's out there just to like, truthfully, it's like, we got to go where the eyeballs are.
Yeah.
I mean, we gotta go to where all the eyeballs are. Hey, she was like putting her eyeballs.
You wanted to say something. Go ahead, Sonny.
Bye.
Yo, your crown. Oh, it's upside down. Your crown. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
She was like, out of here. Good talk. Good talk. Good talk.
Okay, bye.
What is the?
Anyways, sorry, you guys cut out.
That's right. I was just I was wondering what are some of the things that you have on your mind? So we got the worker proposals through. We haven't discussed that since those happened, right? Since those actually got voted through in a KROWN community meeting. We haven't discussed the process. Kai, do you mind, just like for those that might be tuning in to the recording, talking about the worker proposal process and how that went for you and how we could improve it maybe, but maybe what the how you feel about it, how you feel about the process. And I'd love to hear from Alyssa and Lorena as well if they have some thoughts about that. I see Alyssa may not have audio, but Lorena, if you've got thoughts, I'd love to hear you guys how you feel about that, how you feel about how it went, how you feel about how that's gonna, motivate and excite. And I thinking in terms of, for those who might be thinking about submitting a worker proposal, why they should make the move.
Yeah, 1,000,000%. So, I'm going to go back again to so my experience was really neat. I know I'd been playing around with member client and I'd signed a constitution, but like how we're doing it right now is Microsoft Excel. So if you're out there watching your future person watching this video in the future, you would basically, it's an Excel Google Doc form that you would fill out. You're going to need to sign a constitution. And so what we did was we filled out, it had a questionnaire of like, what's the purpose and how many KROWN you'd want to get and how much KROWN do you need to execute your proposal. And then, and then I think that went on, the Google sheet was then plugged into, I think it was Max that did it, he actually set up the worker proposal because that system is not really, it's not live yet. And right, Luke, like the WPS system is not live yet on the member client. So we've just been doing it manually, but yeah. But yeah, so then, it was, I did have the experience of getting votes on it. I think we were trying to figure out the multi-sig, which was, I thought it was a really interesting process to like these guys are trying to figure out the multi-sig, and I was just on the end really. I just filled out the form, sent it, and then had you guys basically decide on it. But Luke, I don't know if anybody had thoughts on that. I think Luke was in that process.
Yeah, I mean, things are going to be much, much easier once we get the full worker proposal system going, where people can submit proposals. It'll show up right there for custodians to vote on. When they're approved, they get moved to that escrow account, and the escrow account holds the funds until they actually get final approval of delivery. And then if there's a problem, there's an arbitrator account that can work as, in between the worker and the custodian board to determine, if the person should get paid or not, if they've done the work or not, if there's a conflict. But generally, I imagine there's not going to be much conflict. And then from there, the people get paid.
Yeah, I got
to jump to another meeting in a few minutes, but I'm glad I could join my first community meeting. Let's go to see everybody.
Hey, that's awesome. No, thanks for generating. Before you go, is that going to be a lot for custodian? Did we answer this already yesterday?
Can you repeat that? There's a lot of what?
If you're a custodian and you're voting on these worker proposals, do you get overwhelmed? You're going to need to have like a sound understanding.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's really important to have, and this is kind of a comment I made in one of our community channels, just an understanding of the expectations of the community as far as like
we talked earlier that token is not like a form of financial value, but it's just a symbol that you're a participant. And it's a matter of like how many of those, what percentage of the total over what time period do we want to distribute for the amount of effort and work that's put in. And figuring that out is a part of coming to consensus as a community. So like we have for example, we have a spreadsheet and we have regular custodian meetings that includes the community members. And we talked through like just this last meeting we had on Monday or Wednesday or whatever day it was. It was tough. Like we had to talk about a 50% cut for all recurring payments. And the EOS income for our block production is down. So it's like things like that, you know, are the conversations that have to be ongoing to say, okay, look, here's what we could do. In our case, we currently pay out in EOS. It's a little bit different in your case because you've got your own token. You can pay out whatever you want, but it's still kind of a discussion to say, is this what we want to do? Is this the right amount? I know Trenton had a proposal that was being discussed a little bit in the previous meeting, and that's the kind of, you know, discussions that have to be had. You know, is that the right amount for that particular engagement? Is this the right thing for the community? And those are ongoing discussions that have to be figured out. And sometimes maybe you won't figure it out completely in the discussion. You just put it out there as multi-sig and say, well, let's see what happens. You know, and then it doesn't. For example, what we did with ours, we've got the recurring recommended from our service provider, Decoco, and then we have all these additionals. And most likely the additionals will not pass because the budget's not there. But they're there if some people will say, I don't care what the budget is, I want to pay them anyway. And maybe some of them will pass and some of them won't. You know, these are things we're going to figure out on chain.
Okay.
Well, peace to y'all. We'll talk to you later.
Thank you, Luke.
All right,
Appreciate
Luke.
you, man.
Later.
Dear Deck. Crown.
So I guess my other question in the worker proposal realm is, do we know, is there anything still waiting for approval?
Don't think so. I think what Max is waiting on is for everybody else to send in a worker proposal.
Yeah.
That's what I heard. Max, I don't know if you want to add something. Oh, he just says thumbs up and yes.
We need custodians should, yeah, let's get custodians submitting something.
So he is basically, and he's been saying this, that custodians, as custodians, you know, make your worker proposals so that like we're all going through the process.
Yeah.
And so I think that, you know, and then there was a kind of counter argument to that like, well, I don't know what to propose, but he's saying like, yeah, anything that you want to, as silly as they can get, whatever, it doesn't matter, just to walk through the process. Cause this is like, you know, first iteration of worker proposals. We're really just figuring out the steps and so that we can get better on the little kind of things. Maybe the questions change a little bit. Maybe there's, you know, how do you, yeah, like, do we need to have like, here's how you sign a member client, here's how you sign like what's really important. And I think like for us to figure that out, we actually have to just, participate. So that's like from Max right there. So I think he's waiting on, he's waiting on your worker proposal. Holy crap, there's a unicorn behind you, Scott. I didn't even see.
Yeah, there's all kinds of mythical creatures in this house.
Yeah.
But yeah, the other mythical
Someone else said something. I think was that Dwayne?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Scott was trying to direct the question about how it felt.
Okay, yeah. I didn't answer the question, right? Hey, you know, they say people who digress are geniuses.
I wanted to know.
Let me answer that question.
Like, is there real gratification? Is there satisfaction in the process? You know?
A trillion percent for me. I was retardedly like jumping up and down that like it got approved. And I was just like, you know, the process of it, when it finally got approved, I was like, the tech works because I like, you know, when it got approved and I think I talked to Luke and I was just like, yo, bro, push this through, you know? And so it's when it got approved. Okay. Sorry. Let me back up. I'm running like 5 million miles an hour for a second. So the feeling of sending a worker proposal, like the feeling of having autonomy, let me just talk about the feeling of having autonomy. The feeling of having autonomy, to being able to have space to basically create and be creative. And I can send it a worker proposal and I like, hey, I want to go do this. And it gets approved by the community. It's super empowering, super duper empowering. And when I saw the tech working, and like seconds later, it was in my wallet. It didn't go through escrow this time. It's gonna go through escrow because we have to understand that delivery. I know, but like when I saw the tech work, I was ridiculously excited for. Like I was literally jumping up and down. It works. Like didn't know what to do with my. So maybe to the outside world, perhaps it like what's the big deal, right? But you'll see more and more if we all participate as a community and send in worker proposals and actually document your excitement. Like if that's what it feels for you, but for me, it was exciting, it was empowering, and I want to keep sending out worker proposals, depending on what I can handle work-wise. But I want to keep trying. Yeah.
It must give you a sense, I would think, of sort of like, I mean, you were already committed. I get that, and I don't want to take anything away from that because you're a passionate person. I understand, but it must give you a sense of ownership in some way. Like this is yours, like you got those were substantial worker proposals, and it's like you're now an owner. Like you now carry the torch the same way we do, with a substantial stake in the overall community. You were already doing it. It just seems like I hope that I hope that people understand and can see that there's opportunity here to be not just to sit on the sidelines, but to be a part of the community, to be to carry the torch for the community. And you've been a shining star of that, a real example of somebody just sort of coming in. I had my family, unexpected tragedy a couple weeks ago, and you just like stepped right in, took over the meeting, carried the torch during that time, and I think some of that has to come from the fact that not just that you are excited for us, but that you can be a part, that you can have a piece of that too, that it's your community now, like it always was. And I think it's open for anybody to participate. And that's the great thing about these worker proposals is like, yeah, I mean, anything silly we can obviously do, but people can come up with real ideas, real solutions, real things they want to do in the world that they want to see changed, and we can get behind it, Yeah,
1,000,000%, Scott. Beautifully said.
How about you, Lorena? What do you got going on? You got your worker proposal. Are you in a place where you can speak? Bueller. Well, we'll get back to her. Max, what's the status of the airdrops for the community in terms of just information? What updates do we have on the new decks? What did we do the new decks? I know we approved it, but did we do it?
Yeah, they went. So the update. Can you guys mute that? The update of the new decks one. Can one of you guys mute that?
I'm muted.
It's good.
Okay. So I just got this terrible echo here. I'm just gonna go in the other room because we can't mute their mic.
Well, it looks like everybody's muted, but maybe not.
Oh no, it's their audio. Yeah, so we airdropped to it's around 2,000 new Dex members as from the first airdrops, and yeah, it looks like that community really enjoys their performing trades and buys and sells and utilizing the KROWN token in unforeseen ways that are pretty cool. And then we also are planning an airdrop, and I'm not sure when that's going to happen. I'm guessing another week or two, whenever we can get that RAM together. That is pretty exciting as well. There's some a few technical things we got to get that right. But yeah, I'm super excited about that one. That's going to kick off engaging all these communities and be able to jump right into those and offer not just offer KROWN, but offer a vision of what this token can do. And so in parallel with those, be able to share some community engagement techniques that that we're good at. Yeah, so that's where we're at with that. And yeah, I just want to add, putting those work proposals in the system was like so nerve-wracking. You're like checking every, you're checking every like comma, every zero. Like, I'm like, oh man, this is like pretty big. Like moving those funds into those other pots was like one of the trippiest things. I mean, it's worth zero. We all know KROWN is worth, zero EOS, $0, and but it's still at the same time like, well, this could be of extreme.
Lost you, Max.
I got booted. Where did I leave off?
That they're worth zero.
Oh yeah. So yeah, just moving all the funds to these bigger pots with that idea in mind that they could be worth a lot was like incredibly nerve-wracking. So my experience going through that was just like, wow, this is crazy. Like this is the most KROWN that will ever be moved. Like hopefully, unless there's like a major problem or something. But yeah, that was extremely nerve-wracking putting those transactions together.
Yeah, I can imagine. Even when it's sort of magic internet money, it's still when you have 7 digits, I can imagine it starts getting a little nerve-wracking.
Yeah, for sure. And one of the just really quick, one of the complications that we had was there wasn't enough KROWN issued, but we can issue more. So for some reason, I don't know that I wanted to ask Luke why I don't remember exactly why we did this, but so we have a total supply that we created and we didn't issue most of it. So we do have a little bit, when we tried sending them to the pots, 2 of the transactions didn't go through. One of them, there wasn't enough in the total KROWN balance. And then I think I submitted a new proposal for that. I'm not sure if it's totally been approved yet. And then we had another one that just, there was no funds, so that didn't execute. So that was to, I think, there was like a party fund and then the dev fund. So, but yeah, the dev fund one should be the one that, it wasn't like a whole number, a whole integer. It was like 0.5 KROWN off or something like that from a test we did. So, so yeah, that was kind of nerve-wracking too. Like, well, where did this go? And it's like, well, the computer is programmed to behave a certain way. These smart contracts are behaved a certain way, and so there shouldn't be any surprises there. But there was, they're like, wow, where did this go? And it's like, oh, we discovered that just all that wasn't issued, so all that wasn't in the pot. So yeah, that was one of those experiences as well. Like, oh man, like what happened? Did the money disappear out of thin air? It's like, nah, it didn't. But we can also see that, for the we still have a way to go on the user interface and like, how the tokens are displayed and how they're updated in different pots and stuff. But yeah, it's definitely important to add that to to the history of setting up those different pots.
To talk about the airdrops coming up. We do need. It's nice that we've had some time. We do need a really strong PR/social media campaign with each one of those communities, so that can tie in, maybe overlap with our challenges, bribes, and everything else. I don't want to change the mix, but I'm going to put up a question at splits that we have for the different communities. In the chance that voice comes out sooner than later, I'd like to have a reserve to engage and reward that community, because that should be, if properly executed with the right marketing money, the biggest sign-on to verified accounts that we'll see in this ecosystem. So we should leverage that as much as we can and add value, and see where we can KROWN, engagement right inside voice.
I want to say that, yeah, I think that what we're doing now with centralized social media is going to really prep us to incentivize, with voice. We're going to get so good at it at that point that, yeah, we can start crowning people within voice or getting people on board to voice.
Has anybody seen any dates on voice as far as milestones that they're gonna like when they plan to be public? I remember they reached out to people that were interested in being beta testers, but I never saw anything come after that. Has anyone else? No.
Max mentioned it might potentially come out next week.
Okay. Wow.
With might potentially come out next week after the 1.8, after the 23rd. It's September 23rd is the upgrade. So they're about to upgrade and potentially, but who knows? It's hard to say.
Yeah.
But for sure we'll be, whatever Dwayne said, I think we want to be prepared to incentivize that community in voice and be like, and people are earning voice, but yeah, they're gonna be earning KROWN at the same time within it.
That would be badass.
We'll just like take our bribery schmibery that way.
Is there the equivalent of a tip bot that we can use for that?
Hey, that would be a great question. I'm pretty sure it can be built. We don't know what voice has, so until we see what they have, I wonder if they can build other people's tokens that we can easily just link up, or anybody with tokens who wants to enter the bribe market. Yeah, that they could do that. They could start tipping with their own tokens. So I wonder if they would integrate that, or they solely want to operate with if it's going to be voice tokens or something. These are great questions, Scott.
Because
what else?
I would just like to, I think maybe our next content marketing meeting, we should maybe focus on, what I want to call, new social media outlets that are coming, like voice and other things that we haven't focused on as much. Like, let's maybe measure out what we've got, what we've been doing, because it seems like, it just seems like we've had a bit of a shotgun approach, and we could refine that a little bit to have a little bit more focused outreach. Although I love all the few bribes that we've had. I've really enjoyed watching them, the water and, just having people, hop over from Twitter, I think is great. I mean, all that stuff is just user engagement stuff. I'm just wondering now, how do we get that to the next level? How do we get that wider? How do we get other people to bribe other people? Like, we need a bribe for bribes or something. We need to get other people to create their own bribes outside of our immediate circle.
Yeah, 1,000,000%. I think we talked about that, and I think that's what we're making.
Awesome.
That network effect. Yeah, and I think that we're focused on the platforms that we are now, because that's where the eyeballs are.
Yeah.
So I think we're just going where the crowd is at the moment, and then wherever they go, we'll go. And and I think there's some I think I don't know. I think it's gonna work. It is working. It is working.
So I know Alyssa is listening and not able to participate as much, or she was. I'm wondering, is the website done, or is there more to do on the website? Is there a plan? I know we were going to do the bio videos and add those so that when you click on people's picture or custodians,
They have videos. We have all the photos. Is where are we at on all that? Just as an update, does anybody? I see that Alyssa has left us, but
is she typing?
It looks like she logged off. So I may be too late on asking that question. If anybody has any thoughts about the website and what could be done and what needs to be done. Oh, I guys have got to leave. Okay, no, that's different. Okay. Yeah, and then the only other thing that I was thinking about was the what do I say? The extracurricular stuff like the wellness. We had talked, and Alyssa's about to leave. Alyssa, Lorena, you're about to leave us. So I may have just missed her too. But yeah. I think we just keep thinking about ways that we can generate more opportunities to connect. And I know that seems ridiculous because it seems like we're struggling, but I know it's just that we lost our momentum a little bit with the travel and with other external factors. But Kai, you're really good about this. So like I think we need to motivate the crowd a little bit. We need to get them. I think it'd be great if there were meetings that start to happen or opportunities to connect. The Yoga Mondays thing, the other ways to connect that aren't just like, let's sit down and go through our laundry list of things that we have to do, but rather maybe conduct some activity, whether it's a meditation, a learning opportunity that's outside of KROWN. That's like, hey, I want to teach you. Like, I know Trenton's talked about a worker proposal that he explained a little bit at the CSX meeting, the custodial meetings. That's the kind of thing where it's like, we could have a worker proposal meeting, like where it's like, if you have a worker proposal, you could then like say, hey, I want to ping the crowd and say like, hey, I want to discuss my worker proposal because it's more complicated than just I'm gonna put a sticker up on every light pole and get a 10 KROWN for each one or whatever. Maybe there's something more. Maybe there's like something that's more complicated, like what Trenton's talking about that has more moving parts. It seems like rather than try to insert that into a meeting that we're trying to keep efficient and that we're trying to maintain, a certain decorum in that meeting, rather than that, like just take over the meeting and instead of having to be brief, have a Q&A, have people that are interested, like go deep into understanding what it is that you're wanting to do with your worker proposal. And honestly, really, it's like, we could literally have a worker proposal meeting where people update on what their progress is, what their needs are, what other ideas they have. Hey, I've got a worker proposal, but I don't have a bandwidth to complete it. Does anybody else want to do it? I think it would be a good one. Does somebody else want to submit it? And these are good opportunities where it's like you find somebody out there in the wild that says, well, I want to get involved with KROWN. It seems like a cool group, but I don't really know what I could do. It's like, well, hey man, why don't you submit a worker proposal? And they're like, what would I do? It's like, well, here's what you're going to do. We've got a list. It's like, you're going to run this one on Telegram where you say, whatever it is, or you're going to go to voice and you're going to find, 10 people that will, post a KROWN picture, draw a picture of a KROWN or something like that. And in that, get them working, get them promoting and get them creating in the world of KROWN. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, those are all great points. The worker proposal meeting sounds amazing. People need support in what to do, but it really comes down to setting, again, the first examples and first iterations. And so, we just got approved, and we're all still kind of just making that little steps to do more. And so it's all really going to come into the stuff that we make as a content for the bribes. It isn't like, all that stuff is coming. Yeah. All the stuff that you said, it's all on the way.
Sure.
The worker proposal. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Let's schedule a worker proposal meeting, and the first topic I'd like to have is breakout. I'll do some benevolent dictator stuff to start with, and break out 3 groups that I think need to work together to actually put together a worker proposal. One would be the marketing team, not specific on bribes in this, but there's engagement, content, editing. We have a team that we should have a higher level plan of how to put together a proposal to prove ourselves for 1 month, and if that goes through a 3-month plan, and do it as a sustained, hey, we are invested in this, working full time, and it should be in tiers. And then I would suggest that we do the same on some other components of what we're working on in KROWN, as teams. You know what I mean? So start with ourselves. If like proposals I have are kind of team, so I'll instigate it and put some stuff forward. But you're exactly right. We need proposal meetings to craft this, talk about it, get consensus with each other.
Yeah, I guess that's I guess there was a certain, you're right on. I think that's a great idea, and I think, yes, let's be, I honestly think, I think that maybe this is the kind of thing that, since there's so much overlap, that maybe it's, next Tuesday, instead of doing the content marketing meeting at noon, we do the worker proposal meeting. Like, let's just plan on that, and we'll put that forth on the Slack if everybody's in agreement. There's enough overlap there that we can cover ground. For the other, it's really just adding people. It's not, all the same people will be involved. So it seems like a priority to try and to get that ball rolling, and then just get some momentum going behind that. Because I think there's, for me, and I guess what I was trying to get from what you were saying earlier, Kai, about how it feels to get a successful worker proposal, to go through, receive that crown, and feel the gratification of that. Like, it's the most powerful thing we have right now, of like really somebody being able to, turn on their phone and see that they actually have KROWN. It's like, shit, I have KROWN in my wallet, like that came to me from doing this worker proposal. It's like, that's real. That's really connected to you. Like, we can't do that for anything else. And it's like, we should harness the power of that. We should be, I think, because it's like, to me, it's more valuable than the airdrops. The airdrops hit more people, but they all get it without asking for it. They all get it without doing anything. They haven't earned it other than just existing in the space, which is great. We want to reward that too. But what we really want are people that have some intention, and they say, I'm going to do this thing, and when I do this thing, you're going to give me some KROWN. Mm-hmm. And then we follow through with it, and it actually happens. And I think in that there's ownership, and there's a sense of gratification, satisfaction that they earned it, and that then they're going to take care of it, and they're going to want to see other people engage it. And so I think, for me, I'd love to make that our priority on Tuesday, is to discuss work proposals more in depth, maybe go into ideas. Hell, we have nothing else. We have nothing else, then we'll spend a half an hour just generating ideas, and we'll come. I
feel like I like what Dwayne said. It's a more team strategy. Like, I know I've had communication with Max about, like, we truly have the team. Like, we have all the pieces. You have editors, you have social, you have designer, and you have, and all these ideas. It really, just comes down to really making, for now, as this iteration, to get crowd engaged, is to just really be making the content. right? They're just like, here's a yoga video, here's a whatever, I'm going to make a video about this, I'm going to make a video. Like, it just really is just a work. And so, like, how do we want to do that? Do we make videos? Can we send them to you to edit? Like, I think those are the kind of more the little pieces that we want to figure out as well in this worker proposal meeting. It's like, how do we have like the line of like, cool, can make a video, can edit, and then it gets like rolled out on social media, or if you need a design of like, kind of like that, is it going to be a pastime? We're going to all do our own things, and I think we can all support one another. And it's just going to take that, that meeting, and that like the marketing team has to absolutely collaborate on, how we get these pieces out. But in the sense of it is just making the content and pushing them out.
Yeah.
And if I may interject, I'm kind of, hello, it's me. Can you hear me?
And
can you hear me?
Yeah, we got.
Yeah, Carl, can you hear you?
Oh, sorry about that. My computer acted kind of weird lately. But yeah, just to piggyback off of what Scott was saying, I was just listening the whole time because so figure out what he's saying, like seeing that crown inside the wallet and seeing that even though it technically doesn't have a value.
Let me mute myself. Sorry, Carl.
That's all good. Seeing even though it technically does not have a value, I mean, I can't explain the wow factor of seeing something in 7 digits that might possibly have at some point a monetary value. So that being said, like, if there's a way to like, maybe incentivize people to share certain things, like for example, like when they share something to get like 50 crown or 10 crown or 20 crown. Or something like that, they'll be like, "Oh, it's in my new crown wallet. Oh, it's worth this much," even though it's not worth anything. I know it's just fake numbers, right? I mean, like, I think that would do wonders for it because just looking in my scatter, I was just like, "Oh wow, that's interesting." You know what I mean? It definitely caused a degree of awe. You know what I mean? I was like, "Oh wow." So
same exact feeling I got, and that's what I was trying to get to. Yeah.
Like like what you said there, I feel that definitely creates value and them looking into their wallet that we help them create or what have you, whatever onboard process that we put into place. If there's a way just to pretty much get some, once we did the airdrop, get some crowns circulating and then like, get some wallets created and then they're just like, and they just see those little numbers in there. They'll be like, you know what? I want some more of this. I know I wanted some more of it. You know what I mean? Like when I looked at it. So I feel like that's definitely definitely a big push. Just agreeing with Scott there on that one, because that was a good idea. Like take a picture of how much crown we have in there, or maybe 7 accounts. We don't want to look like whales, that might scare people away. Well, they have a lot of crown, but I mean, I don't know. Just be like, hey, I have this amount of crown. How much crown do you have? And then like a whole hashtag, how much crown do you have? You know what I mean? Like something like that. Like, or I have crown, maybe not amounts, but I don't know. Just
yeah. If that's a great idea, Carl. You feel great about it. I'd say go do it. Do you know what I mean? And then you experiment on that and see what kind of activity and engagement you get. Right? Like, I think that's what we're coming down to is that like it's that autonomy. We can do like our own, like we can do our thing. And then how do we then help one another within the team to do it? So like, what would you need? Like, you need a retweet, if we're like, if you say, hey, how much crown do you have? Take a picture of your crown and post it, and I'll crown you 25 just for taking a picture of how much crown you got. And if that's your thing, yeah, and I'll participate by like, I'll do it for the sake of like participation, to participate with you. And then you would then crown me. So like I'm supporting you within the team, but that's like your thing. That's your idea. That's your content.
I mean, to that point, the excitement is in like seeing it go from 0 to something. So for me, like if we just get people to like just go, if we just say go to your Lynx wallet and just in your managed tokens select crown and add that to your list of tokens. And copy that. Even with a 0 balance, if you share that, then we'll make sure that it gets a balance. Like we'll get.
Yeah, that's great.
That's
a good. Sure.
You've listed it as your managed tokens. Hey, this is exactly what this conversation and what you did, Carl, and what you're talking about, Kyle. This is exactly and to reiterate on Dwayne, yes, we need content to support these ideas that we come up with. So for Carl, I mean, I think it's like refining what you just said, which is, I think it's not about like being like touting like, oh, look, you know, I've got, you know, millions of KROWN. It's more about like, it feels good to be crowned. It feels good to be a part of the crowd. What does it feel like? Not how much does it have, but rather what does it feel like? And it's like, you know, I have a real sense of honor, you know, in it and pride in it. You know, that's me. But you know, it's like because it's been, you know, almost a year in the making. So I feel like it. You know, there's a great deal of satisfaction, gratification in getting to this point. And I'm just like, how can we get other people to experience that feeling that you have, Paul, and that I have, and that Kai you have had. And so, you know, but I think that's more for that conversation. And then the how we can also, so I think we could talk about the ways, the many ways that we could, and types of worker proposals, and maybe how, and before that, maybe it's like, how do we educate people on worker proposals, both how to do them, the value of them. And so that's probably content. You know, I agree that it may be editing stuff together. Man, I'm definitely happy to help if you can be grabbing and we can figure out what.
Would you want to send out a worker proposal to make educational videos, Scott?
Maybe
that could be your thing.
Let's do that as a group. Let's have a group exercise and talk about what we're going to do, so we're on the same page from the start. So that we're going to like let's create that. But yeah. I mean,
because I'm happy to support that. I really want to. I want to go on the fun side of things. So I like expressions of joy.
Yeah.
So to me, that's my most meaningful work. And so I know that I'm gathering ideas and I want to have fun. And I think within that fun is what's gonna, I feel that's because that's where, you know, and so I think within the fun is where people get educated, because it's hard to, I was talking to a cookie company trying to tell them about KROWN, and they like over their head, you know? And so, you know, to refine that moment, I like simplification, gamification, incentivization, just keeping it simple, these little things, but need educational stuff. And we need people to send out worker proposals and make those. And we'll have my support, like, you know, however you want to create that together.
Well, and in that, I mean, I'm with you 100%. I feel the same way. I'd much rather do a sizzle reel than an educational video. Don't get me wrong. You know, like I'd much rather do something that's got music and is fun and cool and has people laughing and smiling and high-fiving than just a how-to video. I don't mind putting those pieces together either, though. But what I think would be the balance on that is, so Rebecca, who did our acupuncture session, I saw her on Tuesday, and I was like, hey, I want to get together with you and Megan, who's also does my body work, and I want to gift you guys some KROWN. I want to get you involved, but I want to gift you guys some stuff. And so I'm going to sit down with them. We've already talked about having a gathering, you know, like where they're both there, so I can just do it once, where I show them how to. They don't know anything. They don't have an EOS account. They don't have any cryptocurrency. They have nothing. So I have an opportunity to sit down with them, and they're both hip to this. They're totally down. Is to sit down and say, "Give me an hour. Let's sit down. We'll get your Links wallet downloaded. We'll get you to create some EOS accounts, and then I'm going to give you guys a substantial amount of KROWN, sort of based on how you've impacted my life over the last couple of years as I was going through this whole process." So. Thinking about this, and I wasn't thinking about this on Tuesday when I talked to them, but thinking about this with you now, and thinking like, yeah, I want the fun and I want the education. I want people to be educated and motivated and all that in the same note of having fun doing it, is that I ought to record that. And that's the perfect.
Yeah, why don't you record that?
You know, my buddy Scene, you know, the guy from Jakarta. Hey.
Yeah, Becca's here.
Hey, I actually, he also didn't have EOS. He's got crypto. In fact, Scene was the person who introduced me to crypto way back in the day. So he was the first to ever talk to me about it, which is why I felt obligated, not obligated, but like moved to gift him some KROWN. But he didn't know EOS, you know, he didn't have an EOS account. So from Jakarta, at like, you know, midnight here, I basically walked him through the entire process using WhatsApp and screen grabs and stuff to show him like, oh yeah, you got to do this, you know, and yeah, oh yeah, you got to pay for an account and da da da. And we did it in like less than half an hour via technology, WhatsApp. He had an EOS account with a substantial amount of KROWN in it. And so I'm just like, doing that made me think, man, we need more examples of that. We need to proliferate the market with the process a little bit, but not just the process, but also people's faces, their wow factor, their excitement. Because I didn't get all that from him, the wow factor, the excitement of it, because it was on, you know, tech, but he expressed it. And then a couple other people that I had that I've engaged with KROWN have also been like, one guy was like, dude, you just made my day. Like, this just made my week, you know, like getting KROWNed.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
So, I would love to be able to, like, if I'm sitting down with these ladies and I set it all up and it's the first time they engage with cryptocurrency in any format, to make sure that I capture that. Like now that we're talking through, I think there's great opportunity there to see what it looks like, and in that what it feels like for people to get onboarded.
Yeah, I think that's brilliant. I think that's amazing. I think it's amazing to capture. So I would you know, that's one of the things I feel like if you want to capture that, I think that's a really great idea. That's capture that amongst your peers, show them how to get a wallet, and then, hey, you've been KROWNed, how's it feel? And then you know, if it's like, you know what I mean, it's just like, yeah, you can start making, because again, I think it's like, content creators, and then this team right here is going to support one another. So whatever you need support for that, you need a graphic, you need a piece of music, do you need whatever, and like how to make your videos. But I think like we're all yeah, I mean that's where I'm at. It's just like, you know, it's just I'm just like creating little things along the way. I'm still in the early phases of like, this is the things that I'm going to create. But I think like the grander the idea, the better. If someone wants to make a yoga video, KROWN people for the yoga video, awesome. Like, it's just, yeah, I think that's really how we're going to do it. And it's going to come from many, like it's called a DACfluencer. So we're all going to be content creators. And the community, I feel that I love being around our content creators. So it's like, and I'm just speaking for me and my worker proposal. And that's why it's like, my vision is to basically KROWN people so that they can have KROWN to give to their community. So now everyone's making KROWN powered content. Now, if you guys want to do the same and be like, hey, this is KROWN powered, we can all be like, hey, this is KROWN powered content at the beginning of every video. You know, stay till the end of the video so that you know, and I'm going to tell you a way you can get KROWNed. So then they stay till the end of the video. Hey, if you watch the end of the video, I KROWNed you. Retweet this, I KROWNed you. Whatever. Hey, welcome back to another KROWN bride. You know, hey, what's poppin'? It's Kai Primo. So now we all become kind of our own. You know, there's a face to the content, and we're real community members making KROWN powered video. And the you know, value add for the DAC itself is that not everyone's joining, you know, making videos saying, hey, this is what's popping. This is KROWN bride video. Hey, I'm going to do, you know, I'm going to do a coding tutorial. If you watch to the end of this, I KROWN you, you know, join me in my, whatever, you know, hey, this KROWN powered video today, I'm going to go help my friends open EOS wallets, you know, and then see the reactions. Cool. That's Scotty KROWN powered video, you know, and then you just I crown you for watching this video. I crown all my friends. Like, you know, I crown you in the morning. I crown you in the afternoon. You know, I crown you at night. Like, it's everyone will be individuals, content creators that are now crowning one another. It's like, what can you use your crown for? Well, use your crown to get your community retweeting your stuff. Now you have an actual token to use that with. And then watch this grow. It's going to be insane. Like I said, it's like reverse of network marketing. And so I'm still in the, you know, it isn't, I think does that make any sense? Does that make sense?
Yeah, 100%. I think
yeah. So like the ideas that you come up with, you just go do them.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever support that you needed. So when we have the worker proposal meetings, we can talk about, hey, I need support here. I need support here. I need support here. And we can say, cool, if I make videos, like, will you edit, or will, you know, or do we do it ourselves? Or, you know what I'm saying? It's like, but yeah, initially within this group, I think we have everything we need. We have designer, we have social, we have you as an editor, video, and, you know, people that can like explain things and make things, you know. And so, yeah, there's lots to do. And I think, like, you know, I try not to get overwhelmed. So I'm not in this rushing thing at the moment, because it just causes so much anxiety. And so I think that there's so many ideas. And my thing is like, if you come up with an idea, just go make it. Go out there, make it. Yeah. Make it, send it. Yeah.
Yeah. I the other thing I was thinking about as you were going through that is that I think there's going to be opportunities out there where we find people who are making content that are already making content that are
1,000,000%, 1,000,000%.
That we could maybe just say, like, look, don't change anything, but just add maybe powered by KROWN at the end of your video as a credit or something like that. And in exchange, we'll give you, you know, 100 KROWN every time you do that or whatever. Like, I think that's really look for opportunities with, as you're, again, not as you're making content, but as you're doing content, you're like, hey man, I love this content. I'd like to, you know, like, sponsor you. And yeah, use KROWN to.
Got it. You absolutely got it. We were basically like the next layer of influencer marketing. So they're called DACfluencers, and then it'll be like mega influencers who starts to get the idea of what DAC is. Like, what if, like, you know, someone like Oprah comes on and like, wow, I'm loving the idea of decentralized autonomous communities, and like these guys are what's going on. Like, they're all going viral. And yeah, this is KROWN powered content. I got KROWN for also making this video. You know, the branding itself will take care of itself when everyone's kind of on board with what a decentralized, like when they're really on board with that. It's the next level of, it's really influencer marketing, but this is like influence empowering. So it's not just, it's going to start with just like us, you know, and then, you know, we're content creators. And so then yeah, other people will hop on, and you get like couple big accounts or that just truly believe, like whatever Rosaria Dawson started saying, hey, this is KROWN powered content, or her Instagram, you know, because she does believe in blockchain. That's going to be huge, you know, like every time that she makes a piece, you know, hey, I got KROWN for this video, or, you know, it's, you know, you never know who we're going to get, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Could be Oprah. Hey, I got KROWN for this video. Do you know what this is? Like, and then they just get behind it. Maybe they do it once. It doesn't matter. But like, you know, it's like everything. It's going to be like, yeah, hey, welcome to another KROWN powered video. Thank you for watching. Watch till the end. You know, all the call to actions and stuff. And it's like, yeah, yeah, I'm very excited about it. And it's because you talked to me about what excited you the most when the whole worker proposal. I didn't even think about that I own a piece of the company. I didn't think about that at all. That's not what excited me. What excited me was that I have something to engage community with.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so that's why I didn't answer in that. Like, really, it was just like putting this together and just making the things. But I'm like, I'm still walking my own walk, you know, but like, I see its vision. I've, you know, it came to me from the corner of the house, and it was like, do this. And I'm like, okay, yeah, it's going to work. So that whatever content you want to make, Sky, just go make it. And yeah, in the beginning, I could coach you. And I've been waiting for a marketing meeting so that I can lay this out. Like what I'm about to do. and how you prep your videos. So what we're doing here is we're setting examples for the rest of the world within our crew here. So it's like, you know, and content creation, it takes so much time. It's time consuming. It's you know, there's so much around it, but I think that we have what we need, and ideas are great. So I'd say go to your yoga, the girl, the acupuncture, set her up with a wallet. It's like, hey, you've been crowned. Just go start crowning people and shoot that content. Post it.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's fine.
Yeah, it's gonna be powerful because you're leading now. It's fucking awesome. Oh, sorry, I swore. Yeah, those are great ideas. So you can be like the Knoxville crown guy.
Exactly. That weird.
Yeah, you can set up a whole Twitter account, Knoxville crown guy. And it's just like, you know, I crown everybody in Knoxville, and I'm not going to stop until I've crowned everybody. Watch me, you know, and then, you know, person number 2, I crown you. Like, you can be that guy, and that could be your content strategy, you know. Yeah, just whatever's fun for you, whatever's most meaningful to you.
Mm-hmm.
But I think your ideas are great, you know, for like health practitioners and such. What would you actually? I think we lost.
Oh, there you are.
Like, what would you need for support? Yeah.
What do I need for support?
Yeah.
Well, for what we've just talked about, like just that video, nothing. I mean, I can manage in terms of creating video for you know, whether it be the educational videos. I actually was thinking about, even with the content that I had from the WhatsApp, even just the screen grabs that I had, I could create a video to show people how to create a wallet, create an EOS account, and, you know, and then go to Telegram, let us know they did it, and then, you know, get crowned. So
okay.
I could literally build that with things that are on my phone right now. Yeah. What do I need though? It's time, mostly. Just bandwidth in my life, mostly is what I need. And I'm starting to get that. So I had kind of had my plate full the last couple of weeks. So I was kind of on a run there, on a tear, you know, creating content. So I've had to kind of get back. You know, it's funny how when you supplement something in your life, you know, and you know how like, if you make time to go to the gym and you just like go to the gym every day at 6 a.m., then you just go to the gym every day at 6 a.m. And then the first time you like schedule a meeting at 6 a.m. because, you know, it was really important, you know, and then you're like, well, I'm going to do that just for this week. I need to do this. It's really hard to get back there and get that time back. And I've been feeling that pain a little bit of being like, well, you know, I have been giving extra attention to my family, and now I've got to take some of that back and, you know, get basically back in edit suite and create, you know, and that means like, you know, engaging a computer. And so that's it. It's just a matter of ramp up. And once I get going again and get my steam, and honestly, if you know, as you have it, I'll start receiving content from you whenever you're ready, as far as what you're shooting over there. Just, I'll keep, you know, I'll digitize as you go, and a rolling digitize. And we could actually, if you get some kind of container that you want to send a drive, and we can just ship the drive back and forth.
Dropbox.
Or Dropbox is fine. It's just, it can take some time for upload and download. But so
yeah, that's true.
If that's easier, but you know, because to me, a drive works really fast, and then you can, you know, 2-day it, you know, and I can get it. And then it's actually faster for me to ingest from a drive than from download. But, but whatever, I mean, honestly, do what we can do, but, you know, postage isn't that expensive, and time is our friend. So, you know, it'll take me, you know, with how long it'll take me to download it, for you to upload it and me to download it, it would probably be 2 days worth of time, you know, like of like, might as well ship.
Just priority mail it. Okay. I like that. Okay.
Then you're not
duly noted, Scott.
You know, that's,
duly noted.
And then, yeah, we can get
like that.
just get a little terabyte, some real lightweight, you know, we don't have to have like the beefiest G-Tech drive. We can just get a little lightweight drive that won't cost much to ship, you know, that's, you know.
I think we should probably get an SSD card so that it doesn't have moving parts and doesn't have a chance of getting corrupted along the way. So we can spend
I've got a
$300 for a 2 terabyte SSD. It's fast. We can and we can send it back and forth and it's super small. Yeah, really lightweight, super small. And I think it's a Samsung SSD. Let's get one of those.
Yeah.
And yeah, I like that idea. I like that, Scott. And then yeah, obviously, like right now with the bribes, like I'm editing all the content. But I think like the CSX stuff, I think there's that. But I did want to say something is that, you know, I think that, you know, you've been dealing with, you know, internal and family things. And I think that, I think it's important for you to take the time for you, you know, and that not, I think it's, yeah, so it's okay that I don't think we have to rush anything. I mean, Dwayne keeps talking about we're making time. I think he's right. You know, that there's no rush. Like it's, you know, things are getting created and ideas are coming and there's all, you know, one day you'll just literally have that camera of yours and you go see your yoga teacher and like, and all of a sudden you just shot it and you didn't think about it and there was no stress about it and you were ready. And I think that, you know, yeah, we've all been thinking about you and I the family was important and being a hundo within yourself was, I think it's most important. So I don't think anybody has, you know, is thinking about it like what you have to, that's the beauty of autonomy. That's
it's been awesome.
When you ask me what I was most excited about, because it's knowing that I have autonomy. I have a space to be myself and create whatever that just like comes to get created. And there's autonomy, like no one's micromanaging. So I think, yeah, man, we're thinking about you.
I definitely feel.
Yeah,
No, I appreciate it. I definitely have felt it. So I appreciate it. I appreciate the space and you know, but all the reach out, everybody has been awesome. So I appreciate it. I am ready. I'm ready to get back to it though.
So now, okay, you're feeling the blood running through the crown and
yeah,
it's part chest eager.
Ready to make something happen. So
I got you, man. I think it sounds like you know, if I'm hearing it right, it sounds like it's probably what's calling you to kind of get to the next like level of like yeah, raised vibrations and hey, I'm here to support you. So yeah, let's get making some Crown Power video.
All right, sounds good. Well,
yeah. Be the Knoxville Crown guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's set up a new Instagram account. Yeah, if you want to, you could be whatever. Like you could just use Scott Lee too, and then be like, "Yo, what up? I'm the Knoxville Crown guy. I'm about to crown this girl."
Knoxville Crown guy is 12 characters. You can make a EOS wallet.
Is it really? No, it's
not. Sorry, no, it's just Knoxville guy. Sorry, not Crown guy.
I may actually own that.
How about Knox Crown guy? Knox Crown guy.
Let's see. I have
Knox Crown guy.
I have what do I have?
Knox Crown guy.
12 characters. Knox Crown guy.
That's it.
And Knoxville guy.
Hey Kai, what about a bribe where we if you make a wallet with the word crown in it, then you get like free crown. What do you think about that for a bribe?
Heck yeah, let's go. Done.
Yeah.
Done. That's more better because they can't game us. They really have to make new wallets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Knox Crown guy. Let's go. Yo, let's go. Scotty's going to be a DACfluencer. This is too fun, right? Like, what do you, like, Rebecca's going to make cat memes.
Not me.
Oh, wait.
Just pictures. Just pictures of a beautiful fat cat.
So funny. I can't believe Mac's still here. So funny. What up, Max?
Where is Max?
Oh, they left to make a pickup.
Oh, okay.
And then we're gonna do some videos.
Cool.
But hey, I'm excited. You're excited, Scott.
Yeah, man, I'm back. About to get
Heck yeah, man.
All right. Well, man, that's about all I got this afternoon. What do you guys got? When's your meeting?
Yeah, coming up. We're gonna shoot some things. Yeah, we're gonna shoot custodian videos as well as CSX questions. Hey, you have any well, this is a KROWN community meeting. It's not really CSX related. But we can go offline and close out the KROWN community meeting if that's it for KROWN. And then if you want to talk some more, if you have ideas on, we're about to make these videos, and yeah, we'd love to co-collab with you right now if you got a few more minutes.
Yeah, sure.
Cool. All right. Well, love and light, everybody. That is the KROWN community meeting.
All right, I'm gonna stop the recording. Just stay on.
Bye, KROWN guys.
Like and subscribe.